I should have called you a lot earlier, my apologies.
It's all right. It's marvellous to be back in here again, and I hope everyone, members and staff alike, had a pleasant summer. I rise here today to continue on for the topic I raised in the House just before we finished for the summer, and the issue of animal welfare in Dublin Zoo. Dublin Zoo, via the media, in response to my statement in here before the recess, called for, quote, an independent investigation into these allegations, and that, I would say, seems right and proper. But what the Department of Housing do, and this is the Department of Housing, by the way, they do oversee the zoo, not that you would have known that over the summer when me and my office were being bandied around the place from department to department. No one seemed to have a clue who was in charge, and it was certainly a lesson for bright-eyed and bushy-tailed me, who spent a ridiculous amount of time trying to figure out who was responsible for it. By all accounts, it was the mystery of the summer. But thankfully the Housing Department realised there are other ways, and they realised that it was them that had responsibility for the zoo, and they had the protection disclosure. So colour me surprised when I learned, once again via the media, that the department's own body, Parks and Wildlife, would be investigating the claims made in the protection disclosure. I fail to see how it is possible for the same body that routinely inspects the zoo to now be charged with investigating the allegations of animal mistreatment. The allegations in that protected disclosure, more of which I will be raising in the coming weeks, should be properly and independently investigated, and I just don't understand how a body that was already overseeing the zoo be charged with looking at things again. They're investigating their own investigations, and it is ridiculous. I've spoken to some of the staff at Dublin Zoo that were interviewed as part of this investigation. They told me that they felt very intimidated. Another staff person was told that they couldn't count when it came to issues of missing or indeed additional animals. The investigators also told staff that they were there to investigate animal welfare, not issues of management or human resources. And let me assure you that in that protected disclosure, issues of human resourcing and management were covered. And I'm not entirely sure now who is responsible for that, or will I be sent on yet another wild goose chase from department to department until a minister eventually cottons on that these things do fall under their department. And to add insult to injury, there are no transcripts or recordings available of those interviews, despite interviewees making requests for their own data. So I had hoped that I would come back here with news that these concerns were dealt with and that a robust, open and fair investigation had taken place, but I think I was overly ambitious. And I don't have faith in the investigation. The staff I spoke to do not have faith in the investigation, and it seems to me that there's going to be a whitewash to try and silence and cover up the allegations disclosed to me and shared with the minister responsible. And I think we owe more to the animals in the zoo, we owe more to the public, we owe more to the staff, and as politicians we owe more to our own public than to stand over this ridiculous investigation and silencing of brave staff who are coming forward to raise real, genuine concerns for the animals, because they know and believe that Dublin Zoo can and should be the best zoo in Europe. And I'm immensely disappointed, and I can only try and relay the frustration, fear and disappointment on behalf of the staff who have come forward and spoken to me at this investigation and how things are happening. And I just want to assure everyone here that I won't be letting this go. Thank you.
Wouldn't doubt it for a second, Senator. Thank you very much. Could I call